right, that was the very familiar theme for the HotSpot. Hope you were clapping along at home, just like we were here in the Harmon studios. I'm Jason Salas. Here's what's coming up on today's show.
The menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
A fire in Harmon last night was contained by the Guam Fire Department along with Navy Fire and ARRF. Plus, there's been an influx of Chinese nationals arriving illegally by boat from Saipan. Also in the show, Senator Joseph Augustine has introduced a bill to help bring more aid to island residents. And candidate conversations continue with another batch of Guamanians who want to serve you, hopefully, as senators in the forthcoming 37th Guam legislature. But first, let's get you up to speed on that story we broke last night of a huge fire right here in our home village of Harmon. GFD says multiple calls came into the 911 service a little before 8 p.m. and several units were dispatched to the roadside towing warehouse near Fort Juan Munya on Route 16. Multiple junk cars were in flames and there were reports of explosions. Garrido explained that was a result of vehicle parts such as gas struts and airbag components bursting. They are, of course, combustible when exposed to heat from the fire. Assistance was provided by Naval Base Fire and Emergency Services and the Airport Aircraft Rescue Firefighting Unit. No injuries were reported. The fire was contained just before 12:30 a.m. and the fire remains under investigation. Well, a growing border security issue on island is foreigners illegally entering by boat onto Guam's beaches. Here is more on this developing issue.
Chinese nationalists illegally arriving by boat seem to be flooding the shorelines without any penalty. In the last several months, Guam Customs and Quarantine and law enforcement have observed a concerning spike in illegal entry into Guam by boat from the CNMI. Director of Customs and Quarantine Ike Pareto told KUAM News that 7 more individuals illegally arrived by boat at the Hagatnya Boat Basin on Tuesday. The boat was later seized by Customs. The federal government cannot arrest the arrivals as they're not violating any laws criminally and can enter into the community. Customs also does not have the authority to refuse them their entry. In the last several months, the nationalists have docked their boats at locations such as Ratidian, Tangason, Tumon Bay, and Hagatnya Boat Basin. Director Pareto stated that they can only hand out fines to the arrivals. Among those entering, most are coming to find work on Guam. Guam Customs is requesting assistance from the community to keep an eye out for the vessels landing near the reefs and shores and to contact them at 671-642-8071.
A jury has found Joseph Castro Jr. guilty of sexually abusing a 10-year-old girl. Castro forced the minor to touch his body and sexually touched her multiple times. The victim testified she was initially scared to tell anyone about the case because she had seen Castro assault members of her family previously, but eventually she told her mother and father. Chief Prosecutor Basil O'Malley says, quote, "I commend the victim for having the strength to take the stand and confront the defendant. I also want to thank the Guam police officers for doing a good job with their investigation. And of course," he writes, "I also want to thank the jury for their verdict." Castro was convicted of first-degree criminal sexual conduct as a felony and 3 counts of sexual conduct as a felony also. He faces minimum 15 years behind bars and must self-surrender. Castro must also register as a sex offender on the Guam Sex Offender Registry after serving his prison sentence. Sentencing has been slated for the end of October. Retired Guam Police Department Lieutenant Jojo Garcia was a no-show Wednesday morning for his scheduled appearance in Magistrate Judge Ben Sison's courtroom. The 56-year-old Garcia was slated to enter into a plea, having been charged with 3 counts of terrorizing as a felony, 3 counts of misdemeanor reckless conduct, and misdemeanor official misconduct. These charges stem from 4 incidents that occurred between last November and this January. 3 of the incidents involved GPD officers. Recently, Magistrate Judge Jonathan Kwan disqualified himself from the case as they previously worked together at GPD. Judge Sison will reschedule the hearing for a later time. Nationally, authorities say the suspected gunman in the July 4th Highland Park, Illinois massacre admitted his actions to police and indicated he wanted to wage a second assault. He's currently being held without bond. Here's the very latest.
The suspect in the Highland Park July 4th parade shooting showed no emotion during a virtual court appearance Wednesday. He's currently facing 7 counts of first-degree murder.
The judge found that the evidence was at such a level that he could be held without bond. Also, because the fact that it is a mandatory life sentence.
Investigators say while in custody, Robert Cremo III gave a voluntary statement admitting guilt in Monday's attack and revealed he considered another shooting when he briefly fled to Wisconsin.
He did see a celebration that was occurring in Madison, and he seriously contemplated using the firearm he had in his vehicle to commit another shooting.
And we will never know for certain what stopped him, but I am thankful that no innocent lives were taken from our city.
Prosecutors told the court police found 83 shell casings and 3 magazines on the rooftop where prosecutors say the suspect launched the attack that killed 7 and wounded more than 30 others.
And everyone just started running for cover.
During the shooting, Gregory and Dana Ring rushed their children to a parking garage where they encountered a blood-covered toddler in the arms of a trembling Good Samaritan. They took the boy home with them.
He was happy. He was
fine.
He was
playing with our smallest daughter. They're watching cartoons together.
The Rings later learned both of little Aiden's parents were killed in the attack. Among the many questions, how the suspect was able to legally purchase 5 firearms despite 2 encounters with police in 2019 involving threats of violence to himself or others. The 21-year-old is due back in court in late July, where he'll likely face a cascade of additional charges. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Highland Park, Illinois.
Back to local news. Legislation to help pay 5 months' worth of power bills was introduced by Appropriations Chairman Senator Joe San Agustin. It's the Programa na Ajuda para Itatataw Energy Credit Program. Thank you. It would appropriate $25 million from the general fund with which to provide individuals and businesses with a total of $500 in credit toward their GPA bills starting in July. Senator San Agustin said it's a way to use excess government revenues to assist directly to families. He says a recent Budget Bureau report shows collections are some $85 million more than projected. The governor did announce that she was discussing such a program with San Agustin, and she's likely to sign a measure if it indeed passed by senators. Well, it's Thursday, so you know what that means. It's time for another Properties in the Tropics, and today we head to Barrigada, right, Mike? Barrigada, here we go.
Properties in the Tropics is presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Hafa-day, I'm Madeline Campos.
I am Sam Regis.
And you're watching
Properties in the Tropics.
Is the hustle and bustle of the daily grind having you look forward to going home to a sweet, humble abode? Are you looking for a comfortable starter home for your growing family? Join us in the village of Barrigada, an area filled with lots of luscious greenery, serene and cozy. This village is situated in the center of the island, near churches and schools such as Carbolito, San Vicente, and Harvest Christian Academy. Parks and playgrounds with friendly faces await your family in this neighborhood. Barrigada is also located closely to Teedzon, where the whole family can enjoy sports and leisure activities.
In this hotspot, you will find nestled in a hidden road of Cañada Totulu, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. It offers a high-pitched ceiling and an open concept floor plan. The living area is 1,319 square feet with a lot size of 1,300 square meters. Enjoy the tropical outdoors in your very own well-manicured yard, perfect for family barbecues and running around for kids and pets. This Radful home is thermally insulated, adding savings for that continuously rising power bill. If you would like to learn more about this Barrigada beauty, or if you are in need of real estate assistance, give us a call.
Outstanding agents, outstanding results. That's us, Madeline Campos
and Sam Regis, RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Join us next time for another episode of
Properties in the Tropics.
Properties in the Tropics is presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
All right, everybody, our next candidate conversations is coming right up. So tell you what, let's go ahead and pick who today's candidates are. Of course, joining us on the show today are Franklin Meno. He is a Democrat candidate for senator. Also, Angela Santos, a likewise Democrat, and Republican candidates Harvey Egna and Bistra Mendiola. So I've got this is literally why they call it a laptop. So for the Democrats, up first will be Angela Santos, and for the GOP, joining us first in round 1 will be first-time candidate Bistra Mendiola. So Angela Santos and Bistra Mendiola, you are up. And stay tuned, because when the hotspot returns, our questions and your questions. So that's coming up. It's going to be good.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
Sup, keep it with with KUAM News for all the news you need to know as you head to the polls. From weekly candidate profile analysis on the Hub on KUAM News HotSpot to our online candidate directory on KUAM.com, special features on KUAM Digital and KUAM News Primetime, plus live coverage of forums and debates. We're your one-stop source on every platform. Stay informed with KUAM News, your news leader, the voice of the Marianas.
We're serving up lunchtime giveaways with Uno Go throughout the month of July on KUAM News Hotspot. Watch us live on KUAM TV 8 or any device at 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday for the daily foodie trivia question. Share your answers in the comments on the Facebook live stream or by sending us a direct message via the KUAM News or Uno Go Guam Instagram accounts. Correct answers will be placed into a random weekly drawing for the Uno Go credit of $25. No purchase necessary. Must be a Guam resident or registered Uno Go user to win. Visit uno-go.com or download the app to register and get food delivered to your home or office today.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Got a question about your finances? You've come to the right place. Bring all your accounts together, even those that aren't with us, and see the big picture, right down to the smallest detail. Unlock powerful tools like Insights and Money Map that help you save time and take control of your finances. When you connect accounts with the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Lunches, snacks, we got diapers for baby girl. Oh, 7:15, we gotta go. Bread, milk, gas for work. Remember to grab Joe Boy a birthday present. Half a day.
Hey, Molly, how much do you pay for daycare for the kids?
Over $600 a month. It's expensive.
Did you hear about the governor's program that covers up to $675 a month for childcare?
Wow, that would be a lifesaver with the rising costs of everything.
Check guamchildcare.com to apply. We qualified. I even booked an appointment for someone to walk me through the process.
guamchildcare.com. Okay, thanks. I'll apply today.
This ad is paid for with federal funds administered by DPHSS.
Mark your calendars for the Father Duenas Memorial School Annual Reunion Gala, Saturday, July 16 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Phoenix Center in Ta'i, Manila, featuring live entertainment, a beer and wine garden, and a fry raffle with an array of excellent prizes. Tickets are $100 per person with VIP tables available for reservation. A special night to reunite, reminisce, and have a great time. All alumni, reunion classes, and guests are invited to attend. For more information and reservations, please call 671-734-2261 or 3 or visit www.fatherduenas.com. All proceeds benefit the FE Endowment Foundation, a 501c entity. Special thanks to all of our sponsors. See website for complete list of sponsors.
All right, Hotspot continues. The stream continues live on YouTube and on Facebook, and we're coming to you live on broadcast on KUAM TV 8. Once again, this is the Hotspot, and as you saw in that graphic, this is Candidate Conversations where we let you get directly interactive with those outstanding Guamanians who want to simply and nobly serve you in the next Guam legislature. And we have two such candidates right now. We have from the Republican Party of Guam, Bistra Mendiola. How's Bistra?
Howdy, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And Angela Santos, of course, Democrat. So first, congratulations to the both of you for making the decision to run in what's going to be a very challenging career, certainly, and we wish you both the best. We wish to extend to you and your teams, the people behind you, the people have always been in your corner, a happy and enjoyable campaign season.
Thank you very much, and thank you, KUAM, for hosting us here. It's a great opportunity to share more about who we are, where we come from, and why we want to do this job.
Absolutely. So real quick, some just real quick rules of engagement. We're going to give both Bistra and Angela a minute to tell you a little bit about themselves, a little about some platforms, maybe who they are as Guamanians, as people, what they want to do to seek your endorsement, and then we have a series of questions. Time permitting, we're also going to ask several of the questions that you sent to us on our social media profiles. So I guess we'll go with Bistra, since she's closest to me physically.
Right,
yep. So you have 60 seconds if you'd like to give a quick intro.
Howdy, Guam. My name is Bistra Mendiola, and I'm number 13 on the Republican ballot. I'm very happy to be here and share more about me and my background. As you can see, I wasn't born here. My accent kind of gives it away. I was born in Bulgaria, but I came to Guam in 1999, and this beautiful island has been my home. I'm married to Thesis Mindiola, and together we have 2 beautiful children. I've been asked always this top 3 questions whenever I meet someone new, so that kind of probably will sum it up who I am and why I'm still here, which is very important because I believe that staying here will enhance our future as an island. We're a vast majority of people who decided to settle, and we want to bring in that new skills and abilities to our island to enhance the future. So where I'm from, Bulgaria, why I stayed, because I love, love, love the culture. It reminds me so much of those beautiful, beautiful places where family is very important and where we raise our children for the better.
All right, well, thank you very much. Mr. Mindiola, very well done. Bulgaria, very, very good food too. I say we've got maybe better sunsets. I'm biased, of course.
Oh, you are absolutely correct. There is no sunset that, and I've traveled the world. Guam has one of the most stunning sunsets.
Absolutely.
Bar none.
Well, someone who I'm sure agrees with the sunset assertion is Angela Santos. Angela, always good to see you.
Hagulok PJ. Sana mo si paramjo KUAM na mangaigiyam gini na manayam ni oportunidad. Guao si Angela Santos. I am 42 years old. I was raised in a family of core values with our cultural aspects of this island. People are the base, the root of where we come from. Social work. My brother is the late Angel Santos. I am the youngest, he's the oldest. We are cut from the same cloth. So helping people out has been just our entire family being. I am number 4 on the Democrat side of the ballot. I would like to further provide the people with the assistance and support that I have been giving them the past 38 years. I won't count the first 5 years, but with the love that I have for our people, I will provide that with more support with the opportunity as your senator in 37th Guam legislature. Sana Masi.
Angela. Okay, now pop quiz real quick, because we talked about sunsets. What is the best place on Guam, in your opinion, to see a sunset?
My favorite spot I won't give out, but definitely the south.
I knew you were going to say that.
Whether you want to go to Humatak or there's beautiful view over at the Humatak Overlook, as well as the Maleso Pier. And then you got the mountain area, and then also the beach, because then you can get those colors that just vibrate off the water.
Absolutely. Fort Soledad is an amazing place to watch a sunset. I was going to say Fort Apugan over in Agana Heights, but again,
Bonito Loquid, no?
That's just me. All right. Okay, so we have a series of Q&A that we'd like to go over with both of you, and we'll start with Bistro Mindiola. Bistro, as a first-time candidate, what fresh perspectives, fresh energy, new ideas do you think you could bring to the legislative body?
One of the things that I believe very much in is that we need to focus on shifting our economy from service-oriented economy to more product-based, because we are lacking currently the ability to sustain ourselves. And look what's happening out there in the world today. We are very close to a possible conflict, and what keeps me up at night is answering this one simple question: what will happen if we stop receiving shipments of food or supplies? What will happen? It's just something that I've noticed, not just during the past 2 years, but almost 10 years ago, when I kind of narrowed down the difference between certain countries that have the ability to produce food, have the ability to self-sustain, and when I compare that to Guam, I want to change that. I want to pave the way for Guam to become the breadbasket of Micronesia, because I truly believe that we can do that.
Intriguing concept. Yeah, Guam, very, very true. Guam has never had our own export good. It's been talked about for years, maybe coconuts, maybe mangoes.
It's very minuscule. We do export,
exactly.
But it's very minuscule.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Angela Santos, being a senator, as you well know, given your family's lineage, it can be a very glamorous job, but it's also, like fairly stated, is also a thankless profession in a lot of times. Why do you want to pursue this work?
Besides the family that I come from, with the people's work always in our hearts, it's me as a person, it's the heart work. I don't think it's hard work if it's always your intentions are pure about the people. It's heart work. That's always been me. I did work for Senator Rajel for the past 3 years, and I will incorporate the way that we had been helping the people with my candidacy for your senator in the 37th KUAM legislature.
Very nice. May I just ask, like, when Senator Rajel made the very tough decision to say he would not be seeking re-election, like, what were your feelings on that? Pretty hard, I would imagine.
I mean, I love him as a human being. He's great. That's why he was my mentor. That's why I worked under him and worked with him. He allowed me to be that. And it was heartbreaking, but I understood why he wanted to do it. He was never wanting to be, it's not about politics. When it comes to the people of Guam, there's never talk about politics. It's always public service.
A long-time broadcast partner of ours, Clint Rajel, obviously, and taking care of his family. So really, really good guy. We're going to miss him in the legislature.
Very much.
All right, Bistro Mendiola, your second question. You've noted that you have a proven track record of success in business. Many of your contemporaries have said on this very show that, you know, their number one priority is to restore the economy, and you kind of touched on that. Given your background, how do you make that happen?
How do I make that happen is truly by putting a lot of hard work and encouraging other people to take on that journey. Success doesn't come overnight, and it's a very hard path. And I've been there, done that, and I know already which areas I can tackle in the process of help others to achieve the same success like I've had. I went from selling coconuts to tourists in Tumon Bay to selling at the flea market just to make ends meet. I was on public assistance for a while. So I know what hard work and coming from nothing means, and how satisfactory that feeling is that once you succeed and start providing not only for your own family but for your employees, you change someone's life. And that's exactly what I bring to our people here.
Empathy is invaluable, as most people would probably say. Okay, thank you very much for that. All right, Angela Santos, we've mentioned your late brother, Angel, you know, a legend in Guam politics, and you know, that's putting it lightly. So you definitely have that tie and you know, that respect. But as long as I've known you, you've always been your own person too. So what issues, as you forge your own ground, should you be elected, what issues do you want to take, like say in the first 30 days?
Well, it deals with the love that I have for my family. My brother was a very big inspiration and a teacher for me, but also a teacher in life. When our people are suffering, we can't sit back and just watch. We have to step forward and take sides. The Land Trust, I sat on the Land Trust Commission for the past year and a half as a commission member. I would like to give support to the commission where the law needs to be reformed, to, in the situation that the trust is in right now, provide them the opportunity to maybe even pass or and even provide or get together a task force, right, and look into the land trust issues to see where we need to go right from there. But definitely reform for the land trust, because that's what my brother and the Nashon Chamorro work their whole lives to provide to our people, is the sustainability to be able to cultivate on your property and live so you can start your own family, to be able to provide that and provide back to our island.
Absolutely. May I ask, and you know, what do people ask you these days, especially like the young generation, right? Like our children, when they know who your brother is, the lasting impact he's had on our people, what do they ask you like about him, about his legacy?
They don't really ask me. They always give that sentiment of, I wish I got to know him. I wish I got to be around him. I wish I felt his spirit. And his spirit lives on with the people that he's touched. You know, the lives that he's touched. You see it around, and it's happening. There are still people who carry on that spirit for the Chamorro people to be able to thrive on our island and be prosperous. But as a people, when our people are not prosperous, that we're not going to be thriving. Thriving in faith, thriving on our on our land, thriving just not to feel alone that we don't have a voice. So in that sense, it's always about, I wish that I got to know that man, that human being.
Thank you for sharing. Very, very fitting. All right. And Bistro Mendiola, your next question. If indeed elected, and let's say the Republicans take the majority in the legislature, which committee would you want to sit on as chairperson?
Definitely small business development and the the Land Commission, definitely, because I feel that we need to really focus on developing more agriculture and fisheries. So in those areas, I'll be most likely of value and asset.
Very true. Are you active, may I ask, right now, like with as a member of the Guam Chamber of Commerce, and some of the plans that that Catherine Castro and her team are putting out? So both for the big businesses, the Uniteds we have, and the Docomo Pacifics and the GTAs, as well as the small businesses and the many of those.
I was for a few years. However, really since 2017, when I first opened my retail store together with my husband, we've been truly focused on our business. So we had to make ends meet and really fight for that survival. So it was laser focused on something. So I couldn't really look to the left and to the right and join some other organization. However, I was very pleased with my prior experience with that organization. It was very helpful in terms of networking, information, and all that. So I will be going back very soon.
Absolutely. Well, I worked at least 8, 9 jobs when I was like a little squirt, like in retail. So anyone who's ever worked in retail, I was like,
there you go,
those are my formative years. I remember picking up the half a day. This is Jason. May I help you? a very, very good way to get your teeth cut, like in the Guam, the larger scope of the Guam economy, to be sure. So
yeah, absolutely, and it's just exciting to us. One of the things that we pride the most ourselves with is really lowering the consumer prices in our stores, because we know that it's possible, and that kind of elevated us and put a spotlight on the issue that you don't have to be in it to enrich yourself, but you can give a little bit back to the consumer. And I just wish more opportunities in other areas of business are available to help right now our wallet.
Absolutely.
We need that.
The bottom line is the bottom line, but there's also heart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Angela. Let me ask you a little bit about marketing as a political candidate. Right. What is your campaign slogan, and how did you come up with it?
Campaign slogan. It's very difficult because then that's part of who I am, and it's love is the movement. I haven't really gotten one, but then the message is it's consistent. Love is the movement. It's always been about the people. We, not me, Parahita. We the people, bringing the voice back to the people, but also letting them know that they're not alone, that they are going to be heard, right? So it's how to incorporate that and send that message out, because that represents me. That's what I want to be. I'll bring it into a little story. I told my Nino, I said, Nino, when I get into office, our office is going to be the office of the people. It's going to be the office of accountability and transparency, but it's also going to be the office of the people, that they can come in and feel like if they have nowhere to go, they come in, that's their second home. That's their home if they have nowhere to go. But it's always been about the people. So I don't have a slogan just yet, but it's definitely we, not me. I mean, not definitely, but it's leading into we, not me, Parahita. Well,
you know what? I think we just made history here on the Hotspot, because Angela Santos just came up with the slogan. So thank you for sharing that. Congratulations. And as Guam politics goes, your marketing slogan is not official until you run it by Nino.
There you go.
Okay, we have time, right, guys in the back? We have time for a couple questions that were sent to us on Instagram. So let's go to number 1, please, if we can. Joe, sir, my friend in the back. This was sent to us by _Vin Pangilinan. There is the question. We'll ask the same one to both of you. What can you offer, and we'll start with Bistra, what can you offer, Bistra, to the people of Guam that we haven't heard before?
One thing that I've noticed that we've been listening over and over and over again from past administrations and politicians was we need to diversify, but I've never heard a solid idea how and when and where we should be looking at those opportunities. And I just recently wrote 2 articles in the PDN and the Post, actually sharing my idea. Guam is a very good place to start an essential oil extraction and hydrosol industry. It doesn't take too much of real estate to do beyond what you already have in your garden. There is a possibility to cooperative farmers that can bring in together their product and do that. So those are the things that I know that not everyone has been hearing, is those true real life ideas that are put out there, because in general, when we speak in general, it's very nice for me to say we need to do this and this is what I think, but when I narrow it down and drill down to the idea itself, that's, I think, that brings the value to the voter. Okay, this is someone that actually knows what they're doing.
Interesting. So the idea in theory versus in practice.
Correct.
All right, well done. Okay, Angela, we'd like to ask you the same question once again. What can you offer to the people of Guam that we haven't heard before?
Sheesh. I mean, haven't heard before. I really want to say that, on the top of my head, I don't have any thoughts of what we haven't heard before, but what I will bring to the people of Guam is that certainty that you will hold me accountable. Hold me accountable for my actions. If you watch the past commission meetings, you will see my voice, and you'll see that accountability is very important to me. That's to bring back the trust within our government and its governmental system. So there's also that sense of, there are 15 people when you elect in the senatorial, in the legislature. We all have to get along, and I am open, because when it's about the people, it has to be fair and about love. It's about the love for our people. That's
there you
me.
go. You have to legislate with love. I like that.
Yes, sir.
All right. And one of you has the same ringtone as me, I believe. So that's really cool. Okay, our next question. This is our second question, also coming to us from Instagram. This is from AnnieRock_JA9. Annie Rock asks, Bistra, will you focus on increasing the minimum wage? Pretty direct question here.
Pretty direct question. I actually did a little bit of research on that topic, because I keep hearing from a lot of the people out there that they feel that minimum wage needs to increase, and I do support it to a certain extent, but drastic changes right off the bat, that could be actually detrimental to an economy. Right now, one of the things that we don't really talk about is that we were twice as poor as we were back in '96. According to the Consumer Price Index on Guam, in 1996, a dollar was worth $1, but in the first quarter of 2022, it's only 47 cents. Now, what does that tell you? We got stuck in.
We're in big trouble.
Yeah, we're in very big trouble, because even with the current, the latest increase in minimum wage at $9.25, that does not catch up to that level of minimum amount of salary that we need. So slowly, yes. Immediately, abruptly, no.
All right. All right, Angela Santos, same question to you. Will you focus on increasing the island's minimum wage?
To focus on it, I wouldn't be able to do that. To get us people to where we can be a little less or more self-sustaining, yes, I will focus on that. I do support raising the minimum wage, because if our gas prices go up and everything else goes up, why shouldn't our minimum wage go up to be able to afford these items? So yes, I am in support of raising the minimum wage.
All right, very nice. All right, we're going to go to commercial break, but real quick, I got 3 seconds for each of you. This is something that may endear you to voters on some level. I'd like to find out from each of you, what is your astrological sign?
That's what I'm all about.
Define according to which astrological school we are talking about, because there's the Western tropical and there's the Vedic, which I'm actually more prone to learn about that Vedic, because it's much more ancient system.
Whichever one works for you, whatever floats your boat. I'm a Taurus, so of course.
I'm a Taurus according to Western, but I'm
you can't change
rising Cancer according to the Vedic.
Okay,
which is
nice.
actually the nurturing sign.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that. We got knowledge on the show. Okay, and Angela, your astrological sign, please.
My sun sign is Scorpio. My moon sign is Virgo.
All right. Okay.
And then Chinese horoscope, I'm a sheep.
Very cool. Okay. Very educated Guamanians here. Very, very driven. Very much wanting to serve you in the 37th legislature. Bistra Mendiola and Angela Santos, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing some of your thoughts and everything, and we wish you both the best.
Thank you so much
All right.
for the opportunity.
Please stay tuned. We got Harvey Egna and Franklin Meno coming up after this. This is the HotSpot.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
As the Decision 2022 race shapes up, keep it with KUAM News for all the news you need to know as you head to the polls. From weekly candidate profile analysis on the Hub on KUAM News HotSpot to our online candidate directory on KUAM.com, special features on KUAM Digital and KUAM News Primetime, plus live coverage of forums and debates. We're your one-stop source on every platform. Stay informed with KUAM News, your news leader, the voice of the Marianas.
Say hello to the first Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With MoneyMap, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light, or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be. With MoneyMap from the first Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
We're serving up lunchtime giveaways with Uno Go throughout the month of July on KUAM News HotSpot. Watch us live on KUAM TV 8 or any device at 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday for the daily foodie trivia question. Share your answers in the comments on the Facebook live stream or by sending us a direct message via the KUAM News or Uno Go Guam Instagram accounts. Correct answers will be placed into a random weekly drawing for the Uno Go credit of $25. No purchase necessary. Must be a Guam resident or registered Uno Go user to win. Visit uno-go.com or download the app to register and get food delivered to your home or office today.
Lunches, snacks, we got diapers for baby girl. Oh, 7:15, we gotta go. Bread, milk, gas for work. Remember to grab Joe Boy a birthday present. Half a day.
Hey, Molly, how much do you pay for daycare for the kids?
Over $600 a month. It's expensive.
Did you hear about the governor's program that covers up to $675 a month for childcare?
Wow, that would be a lifesaver with the rising cost of everything.
Check guamchildcare.com to apply. We qualified. I even booked an appointment for someone to walk me through the process.
guamchildcare.com. Okay, thanks. I'll apply today.
This ad is paid for with federal funds administered by DPHSS.
Mark your calendars for the Father Duenas Memorial School Annual Reunion Gala, Saturday, July 16th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Phoenix Center in Ta'i, Manila, featuring live entertainment, a beer and wine garden, and a fry raffle with an array of excellent prizes. Tickets are $100 per person with VIP tables available for reservation. A special night to reunite, reminisce, and have a great time. All alumni, reunion classes, and guests are invited to attend. For more information and reservations, please call 671-734-2261 or 3 or visit www.fatherduenas.com. All proceeds benefit the FE Endowment Foundation, a 501c entity. Special thanks to all of our sponsors. See website for complete list of sponsors.
As the Decision 2022 race shapes up, keep it with KUAM News for all the news you need to know as you head to the polls. From weekly candidate profile analysis on the Hub on KUAM News HotSpot to our online candidate directory on KUAM.com, special features on KUAM Digital and KUAM News Primetime, plus live coverage of forums and debates. We're your one-stop source on every platform. Stay informed with KUAM News, your news leader, the voice of the Marianas.
We're serving up lunchtime giveaways with Uno Go throughout the month of July on KUAM News HotSpot. Watch us live on KUAM TV 8 or any device at 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday for the daily foodie trivia question. Share your answers in the comments on the Facebook live stream or by sending us a direct message via the KUAM News or Uno Go Guam Instagram accounts. Correct answers will be placed into a random weekly drawing for the Uno Go credit of $25. No purchase necessary. Must be a Guam resident or registered Uno Go user to win. Visit uno-go.com or download the app to register and get food delivered to your home or office today.
All right, candidate conversations continues. All those C words all back to back. We love alliteration on the show and at this company for that matter. All right, and this is your chance to directly interact with the candidates, and you too can find out more about them as they seek your endorsement as senators in the forthcoming 37th Guam legislature. We have two more candidates. Harvey Egna is representing the Republican of Guam. Harvey, very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And thank you for being in here. And Frank Lamino, way over there, representing the South again. Southern
Yes,
Pride.
sir.
Southern Pride here in Harmon.
third time's a charm, they say.
There you go. So we're looking forward to hearing some of your thoughts on the issues, your platform.
Yes,
but we'd like to give each of you, starting with Harvey Egna, 1 minute to just kind of tell all of our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to the public and to be on your show. My name is Harvey Egna. I'm a resident of Jonia and been on Guam here for about 10 years. My wife's a school teacher. I have 4 children, 3 teenage daughters, and 1 young guy who goes to elementary school. This is my first time running for office. I recently retired. I've spent 35 years in financial services with particular experience in budgeting and other specialties such as audit and public finance. And I'm really looking forward to using that expertise, if I'm fortunate enough to have your vote, as a candidate this year.
All right, thank you very much, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Franklin Minnow, again, you said you've run before. Unfortunately, yes. you came a little bit short and everything, but
yes.
Now's your time to introduce yourself once more to the people.
Hafaday, buenas to Guam. Guam si Franklin Minnow, maagan si Bunker, malalago pa Democrat, pa Senador, number 19 kibalat, Toton Malesu, Smasaga Nalan. Uagadesi hamju jang isinya nai ju unu nai botamu jabay sangani hamju ni joku plan. Good morning or good afternoon, the people of Guam. Half a day. My name is Franklin Minnow. They call me Bunker. I have some plans going forward in this 37th legislature, and I hope to share that with you today. And thank you very much, KUAM and Jason, for the opportunity.
We're very happy to have the both of you.
Appreciate you.
All right, and I just got to ask Bunker real quick, where did you get that sanahi? That is absolutely beautiful.
Jason Polino, his mom used to set up camp in Risu at the crab festival. So one day he called me for a rescue, and I had to weld something in the trail to get him out. And he asked me how much he has to pay me, and I said, from your heart, whatever it is. And he showed up with this.
Absolutely.
So this is the most honorable gift he could give me.
Absolutely.
And I wear it with pride.
Okay, Harvey, have you ever had a chance to wear a sanahi?
No, I haven't, but I'd like to get one.
Yeah, absolutely. that's a heavy piece of jewelry too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, my neck muscles are stronger now.
But as Bunker said too, the emotional weight that it carries with it and everything,
Yeah.
and just the fact that it was given to you out of the kindness of the Chamorro spirit. I mean,
Yes.
that's off the charts. All right. Okay, gentlemen, 1 minute each for these 3 rounds of Q&A. We might even have time for some Instagram questions. But Harvey, I'd like to start with you. The bio that you submitted on KUAM.com. Very, very impressive. It also lists among your priorities, and you mentioned your background in financial services, but the one that stands out to me is you want to increase citizen-friendly services such as Saturday hours at Rev and Tax.
Yes.
How do you plan on pulling that one off?
Well, what I'd like to do is the government exists to serve people. People shouldn't have to schedule their life around the government. And whenever I go to Rev and Tax and I look at the driver's license line, people are taking a day off to go and renew their driver's license or apply for their driver's license. Why not have Saturday hours? As far as the employees, they could have a day off during the week and rotate somehow and work on a Saturday. Maybe 2 Saturdays a month, Rev and Tax could be open to accommodate that. And that could be a stepping stone toward automating that process. Right now you can mail in for your driver's license, but why not work toward automating that process and not having to spend a day of your life standing online in the heat, waiting to update your driver's license.
I'm sure the fine folks at Rev and Tax, Daphne Shimizu and her team over there. I mean, if there is any agency that has really embraced technology and process automation and everything, it would be Rev and Tax. They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Okay.
So government really should exist to fine-tune the process for the citizens, not reverse.
All right. Okay. Very well said. All right, Franklin Minnow, your family name, the Minnow family, especially in the South, has a rich tradition of public service. I remember Michael Minnow was a longtime mayor of Inalahan previously. Yes. How do you intend to continue this tradition of public service and being involved in giving back to the community should you be elected?
I'd like to share my ideas of going forward with our problems with the trash, illegal dumping, abandoned vehicle. We all relate to that on Guam. So serving the people would be bringing up ideas to itemize trash collection system so we can separate what can be recycled and what cannot be recycled to reduce the life or to increase the lifespan of our landfill. And an abandoned vehicle we already pay every year, $25 per vehicle, each of us do. And there's a funding source for that. And I'd like to give that responsibility to DPW to pick up the vehicles and then the mayors get a PO for the payment at Global to receive the abandoned vehicle to cost less on tax dollars. Not out. I understand outsourcing provides jobs, but it also creates a big tax burden.
Yeah, very, very well said. And that's probably that's definitely in the top 3 most commented questions that people want solutions for. So very well said.
Yes,
okay, Harvey Egna, your next question. What made you want to run for public office on Guam now? Because as you so eloquently said, you just retired. You live in Baza Gardens, a wonderful place. You got the nice cool breeze coming through there every morning. You can enjoy your twilight years and everything. You've got a beautiful family and everything. Why do you want to get involved in public service and take on that responsibility?
Sure. I'm retired, but I guess I'm not ready to take up the golf clubs and the fishing rod yet. And I feel that I do have the expertise that I've gathered throughout my career in financial services, and could use that to help Guam, particularly in areas such as budgeting and finance. In the world of banking, we go through 4 audits a year. And I know Guam is kind of wrestling with that process now and trying to expand that process so that it covers all of the departments and making audit more of a factor of life rather than kind of an occasional part of what's going on in the government.
Sure.
Budgeting seems to be more of a rubber stamp than actually a heart-rendering process, which it really should be. If I was a senator, I would be looking at a budget with a red pencil, and there'd be marks all over that paper. There's no such thing as rubber stamping a budget when it comes to me. So I think we need to take that type of critical look at spending almost $1 billion a year.
Have you ever had have an audience with the folks over at BBMR?
No,
Mr. Carlson and his team.
No.
Okay, I'm sure they're watching right now. They're probably going to get wind of this. I'm sure they'd love to have conversations with you about some of your ideas. So best of luck with that. All right, back to Bunker Minnow. What did you learn from your first attempts at running for a campaign, and what will you do anything differently this time as you seek public office?
Yeah, the first time in 2018, I just couldn't afford heavy campaigning, signs and stuff like that. So I hand painted them. Was my best effort, and met people occasionally in public and asked for their support, explained my ideas. Second time around, COVID. I'm diabetic, so I just avoided the crowds, so I didn't want to catch it.
Sure.
But this time around, I'm walking up to people in Cosules and wherever I go and just say, hey, my name is Franklin. And I explain to them what I have in mind. And a lot of people relate to me because we came from the same side of the fence. We struggle. Hardship and struggle go hand in hand. And how you deal with it is the choices you make.
Totally agree. So endearing yourself to the people because you can relate with them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I know what they go through because I came from humble beginnings. And I worked hard through the late 60s and 70s as a farmer. I went to school to get away from farm life and took a day off at school. I learned while I was there, but it's hard life being a farmer.
It is.
It is.
Let me just ask you, if you are in fact elected, will you insist that the constituency and people like me, do we have to call you Senator Minnow, or can we just call you like Senator Bunker?
Yeah, Senator Bunker's fine. That's who I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Franklin's my official name, but Bunker's acceptable. Everybody accepted it already.
There you go.
It took me a while, but here I am.
Nothing more genuine than that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Harvey Egna, one thing again, going back to that bio that's running right now, like if you guys want to go to KUAM.com, you can see the bios of all the candidates that have registered. And if you are a candidate, please make sure that you fill out the form. We'd love to see your bio. One thing that stood out is you said you would like to recruit criminologists from off island to augment GPD. What other plans have you, and go into a little bit about that as a function of making Guamanians feel safer?
The two important issues facing Guam right now are the economy and crime. And it's clear that we keep going through this. We can't attract enough people to GPD. I mean, we just don't have enough population base in Guam, I think, to attract people. And we do have the issue of once we train them, someone else is hiring them away. Even with the recent raise that brought their salaries up, they're still being hired away. Why don't we look to mainland criminology colleges that are graduating people with associate's degrees, go out and market Guam to them, bring them over on a contract, put them up, 5-year contract. Maybe they'd like to stay after the 5 years. But I think we got to start looking out of the box to, we don't only have to recruit people from Guam to be GPD officers. Let's look to the mainland to bring, I mean, they're recruiting our people away. Why don't we look to recruit young criminology graduates with AA degrees, associate's degrees in criminology to come to Guam.
Any institutions in particular that you?
I think if we look around at West Coast community colleges, we can probably find some that, you know, hey, we're good at marketing Guam to tourists. Why not market it to criminology graduates? The other thing I think we need to do is, I've noticed that Guam is number 2 on the sex crimes list. And I think we need to implement chemical castration and go out, and I mean, it's kind of macabre to talk about, but we need to go out and advertise that this is a penalty if you engage in this type of behavior. I'm tired of picking up the newspaper every morning and reading about 5 or 6 of these crimes.
Right. A predecessor of yours, former Senator Brent McCready, had that same idea.
And we need to do something to stop this. I mean, I have 3 teenage girls, and I won't let them go even to the mall without an escort.
There you go.
I'm so concerned about that, and I think that's what people are concerned about now, is the economy and crime, and we need to take some maybe out-of-the-box look at how do we deal with this crime issue. Bringing more cops in and getting tougher on the penalties.
Okay. All right, very well said once again. Okay, Franklin Minnow, let me ask, as someone who has been here as long as you have and has the pulse of the community, right? Who is someone from the Guam legislature, either past or current, a senator that you look up to, someone that you admire, and maybe someone, if you should be elected, someone whose footsteps you can follow?
Senator Therese Dolahaye.
The Speaker?
Yes.
Why?
She supports medical, to change our medical issues we have here with the lack of accountability with some of the doctors we have. So I'm a victim of malpractice, and since she started fighting, she's also fought for other bills that I paid attention to, and I think she's a true fighter as far as the person I look up to would be her and Clint Ridgell. Because
So
he stuck to his word, and he deserves all the honor he gets.
So even if it's an unpopular decision, or you got a lot of people going on Facebook and and Twitter saying oh, Senator Bunker's crazy, he said he wasn't you're going to stick to your guns.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That makes me real.
There you go.
I stand my ground. If I'm wrong, I'll own it.
Well, we asked Angela Santos, I'm sure you saw in the last segment,
Yes.
what her campaign slogan was. That's what makes me real? Is that your campaign slogan?
It's the people's time.
The people's time, okay.
It's the people's time.
Very nice. And Harvey, do you have a campaign slogan?
It's accessibility, integrity, and transparency.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm loving what I'm seeing with the marketing here, you guys. Very, very nice. Okay, I believe we have time for a couple Instagram questions, gentlemen. Okay, we'll ask number 1 again, and this is the same question that we asked our previous guest. This comes from _Vin Pangilinan on Instagram, and Vin says, what can you offer to the people of Guam, starting with Harvey, that we have not heard before?
I think what I would offer is a very, very critical look, a very sharp red pencil taken to our budget. I think there is a lot of waste in our budget. Right now we seem to be very free spending, and we're very free spending while the money seems to be very, very available. That money's going to run out. We have a lot of money sitting in the bank really doing nothing that's supposed to be helping our folks through this pandemic process. But we seem to be on a spending spree. I feel that we need to lower taxes to help our businesses, which in turn will help our consumers. So one of the first things I would do would be to propose that we lower the gross receipts tax down to at least 4% and revisit that tax every 2 years. But we need to take a look at our tax structure. We need to take a look at where the money's going, because in 2 years, when we've inflated all these salaries, we need to have the revenue coming in to pay them all, plus everything else that we've been spending on. So we need to take a real critical look and look out a few years as to how we're going to pay for everything that we're spending. And Ronald Reagan had a saying. He said, it's not that people are taxed too little, it's that government spends too much. And I've always remembered that quote.
Very nice. Also had really, really good hair.
Yeah.
did former President Reagan.
Yes.
Okay, same question to Franklin Minnow. What can you offer to the people of Guam that we have not heard before? Obviously, a lot of the issues and the problems that we have here persist over time, but what do you bring to the table, and what promises can you make, or what assurances can you give?
First of all, I don't want to make any promises.
Okay.
That sets up failure and disappointment.
Very fair.
But I will fight for what's right. And I'd like to introduce, like I said earlier, about itemized trash collection, pulverized glass to create sand to be used in construction as foundation or road repairs and other types of use. Glass be shredded to reduce its bulk. Paper can be composted, and wow. And then biodegradable foods can be composted, so we reduce the lifespan of or we increase our lifespan of the landfill. I like to get into the environment, the marine side. We don't have spawning cycles regulations, which the marine life depends on it to reproduce. If they do their thing in the spawning site before commercial fishing, there'll be more for the future. And then the sea cucumbers are being raped on the reefs. I like to introduce a new law, make it a moratorium, to put an end to harvesting sea cucumbers to save the ocean floor.
Okay.
And that's a wrap.
All right, gentlemen. Well, Harvey Egna and Franklin Bunker-Minnow, best of luck to both of you gentlemen in the upcoming campaign. A final question. We got 5 seconds literally for each of you. What is the greatest song that has ever been recorded, in your opinion? Harvey.
Oh, the greatest song?
Yeah. I told you we weren't going to do any curveballs, but this is... we want to tap your musical savvy, in your opinion.
I'll let you go first.
Yellow Submarine.
Yellow Submarine,
Yes.
very nice. We all live in a Yellow Submarine, very,
Yeah.
very nice. Okay, you had to go with the Beatles.
Yes,
It's
sir.
hard to go wrong with that.
Came right natural.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's a song I love from the 70s. It's called Tracy.
Okay, who's that by?
The Cufflinks.
Ah, okay.
Now there's one to reach back and try to remember.
Okay, everybody's running to Spotify right now, and while you do, stay tuned because we're going to have more Hotspot right after this. So Harvey and Franklin, best of luck to you.
Thank
both.
you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
As the Decision 2022 race shapes up, keep it with KUAM News for all the news you need to know as you head to the polls. From weekly candidate profile analysis on the hub on KUAM News Hotspot to our online candidate directory on KUAM.com, special features on KUAM Digital and KUAM News Primetime, plus live coverage of forums and debates. We're your one-stop source on every platform. Stay informed with KUAM News, your news leader, the voice of the Marianas.
Lunches, snacks, we got diapers for baby girl. Oh, 7:15, we gotta go. Bread, milk, gas for work. Remember to grab Joe Boy a birthday present. Half a day.
Hey, Molly, how much do you pay for daycare for the kids?
Over $600 a month. It's expensive.
Did you hear about the governor's program that covers up to $675 a month for childcare?
Wow, that would be a lifesaver with the rising cost of everything.
Check guamchildcare.com to apply. We qualified. I even booked an appointment for someone to walk me through the process.
guamchildcare.com. Okay, thanks. I'll apply today.
This ad is paid for with federal funds administered by DPHSS.
Mark your calendars for the Father Duenas Memorial School Annual Reunion Gala, Saturday, July 16th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Phoenix Center in Ta'i, Manila, featuring live entertainment, a beer and wine garden, and a fry raffle with an array of excellent prizes. Tickets are $100 per person with VIP tables available for reservation. A special night to reunite, reminisce, and have a great time. All alumni, reunion classes, and guests are invited to attend. For more information and reservations, please call 671-734-2261 or 3 or visit www.fatherduenas.com. All proceeds benefit the FD Endowment Foundation, a 501c entity. Special thanks to all of our sponsors. See website for complete list of sponsors.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hotspot. Matt, really, really good interviews with those 4 outstanding Guamanians. Something to think about as you head to the polls. Remember, that's coming up faster than you probably know. All right, as we mentioned all month long, we are giving away food credits, which will go towards your next delicious meal. It's our foodie trivia contest right here on the Hotspot, powered by Uno Go with their app and website. All you got to do is register on the app or website. Friday is the drawing, so of course that's tomorrow. Today's trivia question, which of the following is a menu item on Sakura Kitchen's menu? Is it A, a California roll, B, fried garlic, C, takoyaki, D, the Vegas roll, Helvetica Las Vegas roll, or E, all of the above? Now, first of all, if you don't know this off the top of your head, shame on you, because every Guamanian should have Sakura Kitchen's menu committed to memory and committed to heart, because they have absolutely delicious food. And basically, by us answering this question, we are begging you to answer this question so that we can give you $25 worth of credit and Uno Go. So you can order from Sakura Kitchen or any of the wonderful restaurants that they have in their stable. All right, if you were wondering about yesterday's question, for those of you who answered in our comment on Instagram yesterday, we were asking, of course, which of the entree items is not on California Pizza Kitchen's Avocado Club egg rolls. It was pepperoni. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to put pepperoni in your avocado egg rolls, hey, you know, whatever floats your boat, that's totally cool. We believe in going all out with food here on the show, but pepperoni at the moment not included in the stock Avocado Club rolls for California Pizza Kitchen. All right, exactly 12 on the dot. So you got a lot to think about. You got a lunch hour to get to. So we appreciate you guys watching. We will see you tomorrow. Remember, Nestor Lecanto is going to have the bottom half of the hub, and he is going to kick off the inaugural episode of our election panel section. So if you want to talk about issues, you want to see people with very, very strong opinions, really going to go at it. This is going to be some really captive viewing. So we want to get you guys to watch. That's tomorrow right here on the Hotspot, 11 a.m. YouTube, KUAM TV, Facebook Live. We'll see you then.